What's up, fellas? It's your boy back with another episode of Ball Talk with Manny. I hope everybody's having a great day, a great weekend, great Thanksgiving. You already know the deal with me. When the Panthers win, it's a great weekend. That's like the little cherry on top to the weekend. But yeah, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. With that being said, let's hop right into it. So the Panthers pulled off the upset against the Los Angeles Rams, 31-28. Nobody honestly had the Panthers winning. Um, Rightfully so. The Panthers had some key players out, um, and the Rams are number one in the NFC for a reason. Honestly, if I was a betting man, I would have thought that the Rams would have won too. But the Panthers made some big plays. Honestly, they gave you a lot of things. If you're a Panthers fan, they gave you a lot of things to like. So I'm really excited for these next couple weeks, uh, for this late playoff push. But with that being said, let's hop into the key takeaways. So first, I want to give a big shout out to the backfield. Chuba and Dowdle, they had a game yesterday. Last week they only got 9 touches combined, which is unacceptable. I'm glad that Canales let them loose this week. I don't know if that was because of conditions or solely because of conditions, but no, yeah, he let them loose this week, and that's our recipe for success, honestly. I think they got like what 35 touches. Let me see. Yeah, 17, 18. Yeah, 35 touches. Chuba had 83 yards. Rico had 58. That is our recipe for success. I don't know why last week we abandoned the run, which is our strongest point in the offense, honestly. When we run the ball well, we win games. And it showed yesterday. They're basically saying, we're gonna run it down your throat and there's nothing y'all can do about it. And if we keep doing that, we got a real good shot, honestly. Um Next I'll say the defense. The defense they stepped up tremendously. With with JC being out, um, Rose Boone being out, Merrick being out, just so many key injuries, and everybody just stepped up. Derek Brown, he made some humongous plays. He was one of those. He's one of those game changers yesterday. That first pick, when they was at the goal line and they got tipped up to Nick Scott, that was because of Derek Brown getting his hand on the ball. Um, Thankfully Nick Scott caught it, pick at least 3 points. They was most likely going to score if that didn't happen, but erased three points at the least off the board, and that it could have been a totally different game, honestly, if that doesn't happen. And of course the strip sack late in the game that he got, he's just one of those. He's one of those guys. Also Mike Jack, he made some crazy plays. The pick six. Um, yeah, he was balling. He had his hands full with Devontae Adams, Puka Nakua. That's one of the best duo receivers in the league right now, and he played fairly well. Shaw Smith Wade, he stepped up, but basically the whole defense stepped up. Honestly, they kept us in that game, adopted that bend but don't break mentality, um, and kept and gave us a chance, gave the offense a chance to win the game. All right, my next big shout out goes to Bryce. He didn't have the flashiest game, but he did go what 15 for 20. Um, and the biggest thing, no turnovers. He didn't turn the ball over. That was the deciding factor of the game, honestly. We got turnover or we forced turnovers and they didn't. Yeah, Bryce, he managed that game very well. Um, except for the possession before half when he took that sack. That was that was just a bonehead play, but it happens. Um, you could say he made up for it with those 2 dimes he threw to Coke and T Mac, both on fourth down, by the way. And speaking of Coker, can I get a big burger with an extra large Coke, please? My goodness, did Coke have a day? Um, he finally had that breakout game that we've been waiting for. Um, Showing why we were so high on him during the offseason. When Coker is on, this offense it just adds a whole nother dynamic to the offense, honestly. Um, it takes pressure off of T Mac. It frees up XL too. Like it's just such a plus having Coker back and him being effective. But yeah, I just think this offense is really just scratching the surface of what they could be. And maybe we don't see the full potential this year, but next year, going into next year, I got a lot of confidence. Um, Especially if we see what we need to see in these next couple games. Hey, the league better watch out. That's all I'm gonna say. But with that being said, you may ask what's next. So we are still behind the Buccaneers. We're at 7-6 or 7-5. Honestly, I thought the Cardinals were going to be able to come back and win that game against the Buccaneers. But they show why they're as bad as a team as they are. Even though we somehow lost to them. Um, that game is really coming in or coming back to bite us, honestly. We really should have won that game. But that's coulda, woulda, shoulda. Can't do nothing about it. Yeah, so we're still behind the Buccaneers, but the Buccaneers make a little slip up. Telling you, we're right there. Um, but yeah, the beating out the Buccaneers, getting that 1 seed is really our best chance of making the playoffs. Um, yeah, so these next couple games are very, very important. Um, so we got a bye week coming up, and that's going to be great for these injuries right here. I think Rico Dowdle, he's still nursing that quad he's been dealing with. Roseboom, he'll be back. Wallace, he should be back 100%. We're getting back reinforcements on the line. JC. So honestly, after this bye, we should be looking pretty well rested up. I was wondering why our bye was so late, but I guess that really just it's a blessing in disguise, honestly. Because this final push, we're gonna need all of our guys. Um, yeah, so really, it's really working out in our favor, honestly. Yeah, coming off the bye, we'll have New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seahawks, and Tampa Bay. We should beat New Orleans. That should be our little get back game. Um, and then we have to at least split with Tampa Bay, honestly. And it would be great to get that Seahawks game, but we gotta at least split with Tampa Bay. Losing both of those games will really put us. I'm pretty sure that'll put us out of the playoffs. But yeah, these next couple weeks they should be pretty exciting. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to what we could do against these teams, and make this late playoff push. But with that being said, that'll wrap up today's episode. I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. Stay blessed.